Imagine standing on a battlefield in the 1700s. The smoke is thick, the cannons are screaming, and the soldier next to you, the one who just saved your life, is hiding a secret that would get them executed on the spot. History isn't just a list of kings and generals. It's full of shadows. Today, we're uncovering 9 incredible women who traded their dresses for bayonets, cut their hair, changed their names, and fought some of the bloodiest wars in history, all while disguised as men. These aren't myths, these are the women who fooled the world. 1. The Pharaoh who wore the beard, Hatshepsut. We're going back 3,500 years to ancient Egypt. Hatshepsut wasn't supposed to rule, but she did. To command the respect of an army that only followed men, she didn't just lead, she transformed. She wore the traditional male royal kilt and even a false beard in public ceremonies. But she wasn't just playing dress up. She commanded military campaigns in Nubia and turned Egypt into a trade superpower. For 20 years, she was the king the world didn't expect. 2. The peasant who led an army, Joan of Arc. You know her name, but do you know the grit it took? In 1429, a teenage girl convinced the future king of France that she had a divine mission. She cut her hair short, put on heavy steel armor, and led men twice her age into the siege of Orleans. She wasn't just a mascot, she was a tactician who turned the tide of the 100 Years' War before her tragic end at just 19. 3. The Dragoon's secret, Kit Cavanaugh. Imagine your husband is kidnapped, drafted into the army against his will. Most people would mourn. Kit Cavanaugh, she enlisted. In 1693, she disguised herself as Christian Davies and joined the British Army to find him. She fought for years as a dragoon, even being wounded in battle. It wasn't until a surgeon treated her for a fractured skull in 1706 that her secret was out. The best part, the military respected her so much they gave her a full military burial when she passed. 4 and 5. The pirate duo, and Bonny and Mary Read. The Caribbean in the 1700s was a death trap, and these two were the most dangerous part of it. And Bonny and Mary Read sailed under Calico Jack, dressed in men's clothes, fighting with cutlasses and pistols. Here's the crazy part, they didn't know each other's secrets at first. When Anne tried to befriend Mary, she discovered they were both women in disguise. When their ship was finally captured, they were the only ones who stayed on deck to fight while the men hid below. 6. The self-surgeon, Hannah Snell. This one is for the fans of pure toughness. After losing her child, Hannah Snell put on her brother-in-law's suit and joined the Royal Marines. She was sent to India, where she was wounded in the groin during a battle. To keep her identity secret, she literally operated on herself to remove the bullets so no army doctor would see her. She served for 5 years before revealing her identity and eventually opened a pub called The Female Warrior. 7. The revolutionary identity, Deborah Sampson. During the American Revolution, Deborah Sampson became Robert Shirtleff. She was so good at hiding her identity that she served for over a year and even led a raid on a Tory home. Like Hannah, she once dug a pistol ball out of her own thigh with a penknife to avoid discovery. She was only found out when she fell unconscious from a fever and a doctor felt her heartbeat. Instead of being punished, she was honorably discharged. 8. The Union spy, Sarah Emma Edmonds. The American Civil War saw hundreds of women in disguise. But Sarah Emma Edmonds, aka Franklin Thompson, was a master of disguise. She didn't just fight, she was a nurse and a spy. She allegedly used different disguises, including one as a local peddler, to sneak into Confederate camps. She only deserted because she contracted malaria and knew a hospital visit would expose her. She later wrote a memoir that became a bestseller. 9. The journalist in the trenches, Dorothy Lawrence. Fast forward to World War I. Dorothy Lawrence wanted to be a war correspondent, but women weren't allowed at the front. So, she became Dennis Smith. With a forged ID and a corset to flatten her chest, she spent 10 days in the mud and blood of the front lines in France. The stress eventually broke her health, and she turned herself in. The British authorities were so embarrassed she had fooled them that they made her sign an affidavit promising never to talk about it. Luckily for us, she didn't listen. These 9 women didn't just fight wars, they fought the entire world's expectations. They lived in a time when their only place was the home, yet they chose the mud, the steel, and the danger of the front lines. So, which of these stories shocked you the most? Is it the woman who operated on herself, or the one who ruled Egypt for 2 decades? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this dive into the hidden side of history, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more facts coming your way. This is Trivia Zap, and we'll see you in the next one.